Hello, this is Dr. Arun Bhardwaj, and this video is specially designed for Team Plant Lipids. It was such a joy conducting the training workshop for all of you at Zuri Resort in Kumaragam. I hope you are practicing the learnings from that session in your day to day life because, as we discussed, learning is important and it is equally important to put that learning into action so that when we do that action enough times, it becomes part of our being. So we can actually transform and utilize our learning in our day to day life, in our professional life. What I wanted to do through this video, ensure that some of the learning takeaways, a summary is handy with you in this video form. So you can keep referring to it once in a while. So we started our session with knowing the importance of mental well-being and how we can gain happiness advantage in our personal and professional life. And we saw that a lot of data now exists that says if you're happy, if you're feeling mental well-being within, then you are likely to perform very well or better in all aspects of life, including you can be a better seller if you're feeling positive, optimistic, and happy. We also understood that happiness mindset means capability to engineer positive emotions so you can make best choices in the worst of circumstances. So happiness is not absence of problems, but happiness mindset is that state of mind in which you do your best irrespective of the circumstances. Because when we are happy, we are at our best. We also learned a few techniques on how to do what you love and how to start loving what you're doing. And when we do our best, when we are utilizing our creative potential, our strengths in our job, we start doing our best. Then we went on to enjoy unconditional laughter and we learned 5G happiness mindsets that can help you bring yourself in positive mind, happiness mindset. And those 5Gs were, as you would remember, first G is gladiator, being glad, just laughing things off, enjoying with your friends, smiling with them, because it builds bonds. Laughter is the shortest distance between two human beings. The second G is growth, that is learning mindset. We also learned how to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Third G stands for goodness. Fourth, for gratitude, and we did that gratitude practice, which I strongly encourage that you keep repeating in your day and keep translating your day into a happy, positive day. And finally, giving. Giving someone something without expecting anything back. It can be compassion, your time, or anything else like that. We ended by experiencing mindfulness or inner silence. And I was so glad you were able to experience that positive state of mind when everything looks possible and everything looks good. I hope when you think of that sitting meditation and how you are feeling, you would believe now that it is possible to put yourself in a state of mind where everything looks possible and everything looks pleasing. And when we have that kind of positive state of mind, our decision making, our choices, they are in our best interest. They bring the best out of us as well as from others. We then hope you will add very good, yay, that exercise. Very good, yay, as you all enjoyed and you saw how kids came alive in all of us. I hope you will add that exercise to your team meetings to reduce stress level, to reduce whatever arguments you might have had, intensity of it, and you will also add it to your team outings as well. We then went on to understand or demystify our inner operating system. We understood how human brain works, how it evolved, what kind of design feature it has. Like we learned that brain is designed to help species survive, and that's the only priority it has. And for that, it uses it does not use energy when it is not required for a critical function. Third, it does not know the difference between are you just imagining something or it's happening in the reality. And we did many experiments around it. Why is it important? It tells you power of positive thinking, how you visualize things in the future. If you're going for a tough sales meeting with somebody who is tough to deal with, just imagine, visualize that you are having positive experience, and I guarantee you, you'll start seeing positive experiences happening in your life. And then we also, the fourth thing about our mind is neurons that fire together, wire together. As I mentioned, now me, I live in your neural network as my face, my voice, my body language, and everything else. So these are some of the things. We also learned about joy cocktails, how they influence our behavior, how we feel motivated because of dopamine and serotonin, which gives us power to feel significant in life. Oxytocin, the relationship hormone, which always subconsciously tell people that they should connect with you, have stronger relationship. And I hope you will keep and utilize these learnings in your day-to-day life as an effective sales maker. We also discussed how pain is a bigger motivator than gain, and human beings can do anything to avoid pain and put more effort in avoiding pain than getting a gain. So keep that also in mind and utilize it. We had shared many examples related to how to use it in life. We also reflected on how we can increase customer happiness by applying all these learned principles. And the simple equation we learned was customer delight or customer happiness is equal to the value they see in our product, in our service, in our relationship, minus the cost they perceive in maintaining that relationship and procuring their products. And everything that we learned in the second section, the psychology session, the psychology of selling, was all about giving you underlying, under the hood mechanism of how people make decisions and how we can effectively utilize this knowledge to enhance truthfully the perceived value of our product and service and reduce perceived costs of owning our product, which will definitely result in customer delight. So that was psychology of selling. We then understood the importance of harmony among our visual, the body language, and the presentation slides that you're showing, the vocal, the tone of voice. Are you able to listen to me? See how tone of voice changes everything. So visual, the body language, the slides you're presenting, or anything that you have in your hand, you can carry your samples of products, etc. And third thing is the verbal communication. And we also learned that visual communication, the visuals, are 54% effective. Voice tone comes next with 37%. And our words that we emphasize so much on are only 15%. So make sure their body language, tone of voice is also trained to be a successful sales maker. Overall, we discussed the levers we have as sales professional to turn no's of our customers or listen to them as not yet, and then create perceived value and reduce perceived cost to turn those no's into yes. I also shared my best one liner that transformed my life, that my job as a sales maker only starts when the person in front of me says no. So, no is not a bad word. No means you can have an opportunity to engage. Then we had a very interesting session. In the plant lipid traffic light session, we collaborated to come up with ideas that can reduce current barriers to our success. And you also shared new ideas, reflected on our strengths, what we should continue doing, and new ideas that we should implement to become better, more successful, and thrive to meet our mission and goals in short and long term. We ended up with the plant lipid elevator pitch competition. It was amazing to see your creativity, how everybody came up with new ideas of presenting plant lipid value proposition. I hope beyond that exercise, you will actually spend some time along with your colleagues and team and create a specific plant lipids pitch that next time when you're meeting someone in a hotel lobby or sitting with some potential customer in the flight or meet a prospect during conference, you can use that plant lipid elevator pitch to connect with them. Remember, elevator pitch is not about selling, it's only about creating a relationship and gaining their attention access and asking them for a detailed presentation that can happen later. So don't try to put a lot of information in the pitch. It should be simple 40 seconds to 1 minute thing in which you are presenting value proposition of whichever product portfolio that you handle and a little bit about plant lipid as well. So that's about it. I hope you had a great time overall and you enjoyed, because for me, learning is important, but learning along with creating interest and entertaining ourselves in the process is also very important. Because one more thing, when we learn and we have positive emotion experience, that learning becomes permanent. It goes into our long term memory or hard disk. So that was my session summary, in which I did try my best to share with you whatever a sense of what I've learned in the last 30 years of my professional career and my interaction with more than 150,000 people or more and 300 plus institutions. But ideas don't work until you do the work. I hope you will remember that foundational mantra of transformation from learning or knowing or thinking to doing to being. My responsibility was to trigger this cycle in you, give you learning, the best of best practices from around the world, making sure that you experience them through activities. Now it'll be your responsibility, the second and third step, that you put those learnings into use, into doing, so you can transform into a sales champion, or shall I say, a charismatic sales champion. You know my email address, arunb@arunb.com. If you have a question or a comment, please send an email to me. And I look forward to meeting all of you very soon once again. Thanks, Dr. Sabu. Thanks, Manojji. Thanks, Banishji, for taking that leap of faith and bringing me in. And thanks all of you for such an energetic and participative experience. I enjoyed that session with all of you. And you can see the testimonies that for 8 hours, I was standing there, but I was feeling more and more energetic towards the end of the day, just because you were participating so enthusiastically. I wish all of you a very joyful and happy life. And as we discussed during the program, stay happy, because happiness leads to success a lot more than success leads to happiness. Namaskar.